Do you have so much going on in your life and you find that you're having some trouble keeping track of everything and organizing everything? Well, using multiple planners may be a great solution for you. I have so much going on this year that I am actually using 16 planners. That's right, you heard me correctly. 16 planners. What are they all for? Will I actually use them? How will I use them? I will answer all of those questions and give you some ideas in this video of how to use multiple planners and ways that may help organize your life. Hi guys, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. One of the things I love is planners. I'll show you examples of planners in different price ranges here. I'll show you each one, tell you what I'm using them for. I'll show you a little bit about each one and how I'm using them. I will show you a little bit about how I'm decorating them. I'll talk to you about where I get layout ideas, and at the very end I will give you the key that has helped me feel like I'm not just checking off to-do lists, but actually accomplishing goals. Okay, first of all, why so many planners? Because I have a lot going on. I work 2 full-time jobs. One as a teacher, one as a YouTuber. For each of those, I have multiple planners because they're pretty intense things. I also have some major life changes happening or potentially happening this year that I have to do a lot of planning for. So I need organizers dedicated to each of those. I have tried doing a consolidated organizer before, just having one organizer putting everything in there, maybe one that has different sections for different things like work and personal. I have found that doesn't work for me because I have too much information to put on each page and to organize, and it just all gets jumbled and then I can't find things. So what I have found works best for me, having so much going on, is to have multiple planners that are dedicated to different topics. And sometimes multiple planners within one topic, because things can get so detailed. I've had people ask me before, why have so many planners? Why don't you do this digitally? I do some of it digitally. Personally, I'm not somebody who can have a calendar digitally. That just doesn't work for me. I don't use it. The best planner is a planner you use. So figure out whatever system works for you. Some of these planners on paper, I also have digital documents that go hand in hand with them. It just depends on how you work and what makes the most sense to you. A great example of that is this planner. This is really just a little notebook that I picked up at TJ Maxx. That's a fantastic place to find pretty and nice but inexpensive planners. I probably paid $4 or $5 for this. I get a notebook like this every year to do my financial planning for that year. I have a tab for each month. These are removable tabs from Avery, and I will have them linked below. And I also have sections in this planner for things like savings accounts, planning for savings. How much do I want to put aside each month from my revenue sources? A list of my revenue sources, retirement accounts, all the money things that I want to keep track of big picture go in here. This is not my budget book though. My budget I do on a digital spreadsheet. That's so I can see every penny coming in and going out, and I can have equations entered in there that do all the math for me. That also makes it a lot easier for me at tax time to just copy and paste things into different categories and add it all up. Planner number 2 is this one. This again is a notebook that I'm using as a planner and as a journal. This is from Dior, and this was gifted to me for Christmas from one of my fabulous subscribers, Michelle. If you saw my last video, then you'll know that I recently got married. And this notebook is very special, being from Dior and being as beautiful as it is, and being a gift. And I wanted to give it a special purpose. So this became my wedding planner notebook. In here I have different sections for how I planned the wedding, what I wore, how I picked my ring out. I'm gonna have a video coming up on how to pick your wedding ring because I learned a lot in that process. Plans for the honeymoon, and the rest of the book I want to use as a journal to document our first year of marriage. I'm using 4 planners for the personal life category. The first is this big guy from Clever Fox. I found this on Amazon and I'll have it linked below. Clever Fox has some beautiful and useful planners if you're not familiar with them. And what I'm using this one for specifically is big picture goal planning. This is my favorite spread in this planner. On the top row, it's called What Do I Want My Life to Be Like? The top row gives you columns for a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and 20 years from now. And then there are 8 different categories categories to think about: health and fitness, business and career, family and friends, relationships and romance, finance, personal development, fun and recreation, and spiritual. It also gives you a question for each of those columns on how old you'll be. I haven't started filling in any of this yet. It is still very early in the year, but I have been thinking about them. And my plan here is to start with the big picture goals, and then with my next planner, start working on how to get there. This is the big picture planner from Erin Condren, and I believe this was only available in a subscription box. It's a monthly planner. I have tabs on here too. I use these tabs on just about everything. I love them. Each month has 3 pages. You have this month's intention, this month's goals with your goal and the progress you want to make, and then you have this section for writing, and then you have 2 lined note pages. This is going to help me break those bigger picture goals into smaller goals that I can try to meet monthly and figure out what steps I need to take to get there. Because some of the things I'm planning, as you'll see, are big goals. They're going to take time, and there are lots of steps to get there. So doing this kind of planning is really going to help. The next step in that process is this planner. This is also from Erin Condren, and I think was also in a subscription box, so I'm not sure it's available, but there are many similar things like this from other places. I put this sticker on it and called it Today's Focus, and the layouts look like this. It has today's focus and a win to celebrate and dates on the top. Now here's how I've been using it. I do a page for each day, and I'm only doing a page for days when I'm off work because I have other calendars to do these things on work days. But I'll write goals at the top, that's goals for that day, and then tasks to get those goals done, and at the bottom a win to celebrate. So what did I accomplish that day? I'm finding this to be so helpful. And the 4th planner in my personal category is in here. This is my Louis Vuitton desk agenda in the damier graphite. I have 2 planners in here, and it's this one, the Louis Vuitton A5 size agenda refill. So what this is, again, I have those monthly tabs, is a standard week on 2 pages calendar. And what I'll do with that is write my to-do lists for that day. Let me also show you, on each month, this planner has a dashboard that divides the months, and it had a blank page over here. Erin Condren makes these stickers. They're a month and you fill in the dates. So I put one of those stickers on each of the pages, and then I'm putting little stickers for paydays. I'm writing holidays. I have little cake stickers to put birthdays. So in that way I can decorate it a little bit and also keep track of those monthly events in the same calendar that I do daily events. Now for my 2 jobs, teaching and YouTube. I have multiple planners for each of those. For teaching, in my Louis Vuitton desk agenda in damier ébène, I have the Hermès A5 calendar. It's very similar to the one I just showed you from Louis Vuitton. It's a week on 2 pages. And this is where I write my to-do lists every day when I'm at work. I also have a simple notebook for taking notes, particularly at meetings and professional development and conferences. And I have this Erin Condren teacher planner. This thing has been so helpful. It's divided monthly, and again, I have the month tabs over here. Each month has note pages with dates to remember in that month. The next page has the monthly calendar on 2 pages, and then these pages are what are really helpful. It's a grid. It has the days of the week over here, and then at the top you have 6 different sections, so you could put different classes that you teach or whatever makes sense for you. What this is really is a checklist of a lot of the little things that I have to do that can sometimes easily get lost with all the other things that teachers have to do all day. So I find this exceptionally helpful to have this particular layout to keep track of all those things. Now for my YouTube job, I put out 3 videos a week. How do I keep track of that, and how do I decide what to film? This is one of my favorite things. I tried different systems for this my first few years of YouTube, and this is what I have found works the best for me. It is a month on 2 pages calendar. This is this year, so it's not all filled out yet. I put a sticker on each day that I'm going to put a video out, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. At the beginning of the book, for years I have been writing video ideas on sticky notes. And then what I'll do when I need to fill in what I'm doing for that month is look through those sticky notes and put them on the days that I want to put those videos up. So at the beginning of each month, I usually plan out the whole month, but that always changes. So it's helpful to do it on sticky notes so I can move things around or take things away and replace it with other things. To actually plan the videos, I go back to this desk agenda and I work in this notebook. This is a Stalogy A5 notebook. Has thin pages with a light grid so I can do whatever layout I want on them. This one's brand new. I haven't started working in it yet, just started setting it up. And what I do in here is write goals for my channel. I take notes from things I'm learning about YouTube, things I'm learning from other channels. I'll take a page or two to flesh out what I'm doing in any particular video or to write ideas or whatever it is. This is my YouTube journal. This is all the idea stuff. And then this is new this year. I've been using those other two planners for many years, but one thing that I have found that I need a little more organization on is checking off my basic to-do list, kind of like that teacher to-do list, for my 3 videos each week. So let me show you a blank layout so you can see what this looks like. There are 3 different sections here, an open section here, a checklist here, and a gridded page here. This is what I'm doing with that information. On the 3 sections here, I'm writing down my 3 different videos for that week. I have a checklist up here for whether I've filmed each of those 3 videos, uploaded them, edited, made the thumbnail, or scheduled them to be posted. I'll also have a section for supplies. What value does each video have for you guys, the viewers? And then notes on the 3 particular videos. That would also include links that I want to put in the description box, because I've been really bad about saying I'm going to include a link and then not including it because I didn't write it down. So hopefully this will help me with that. Related but separate, I have this notebook. This is just a plain old Kate Spade notebook with lined pages, and this is a notebook for general ideas. I have some products I'd like to create. Like I mentioned in a previous video that I'd like to design a planner. I'm not going to do a traditional planner. I have a specific idea that I'm working on in here, as well as a few other ideas. I've also used this to play around with different layouts that I can use in some of my other planners. Where do I get my layout ideas? Here's what I do. I look at other people's ideas and I take screenshots of them or photos of them, and I keep them in a file on my computer so I can go back and reference them and pull ideas from that. You don't have to come up with this stuff all on your own. Other people have already done a lot of the work for you. Take advantage of that. Now, I mentioned some major life changes this year. One of those, getting married. The other one, and to be fair, I don't know that this is happening this year, but we definitely have to start planning for it in order for it to happen at some point. We're moving to Oregon. And along with that move, another major life change is that when we move, I plan to switch careers. So those are 2 giant things to plan for. So in here, this is a desk agenda from Poi and Hun. They are out of Seattle, and I will link them below. A lot less expensive than the Louis Vuitton desk agendas and a fabulous alternative. I have 2 Erin Condren planners. This one is a spiral notebook, looks like this, and this is plans for Oregon. So this has things like, why do we want to move there? What are the benefits? What are we going to gain? How is life going to be different and better? What will we be missing out on from here, Houston, where we live now? What neighborhoods do we want to be in? What do we like or dislike about different places that we've visited so far? What am I learning from videos I'm watching about Oregon? All that stuff goes in here. This notebook, also from Erin Condren, also just a lined notebook, is all about my career change. What am I going to change my career to? I don't know yet. I have a few ideas and I'm working on them in here. So this will be about ideas, it'll be about job listings that I see and what people are looking for, it'll be about skills I already have, skills that are transferable, what companies are in the places we're looking to live, so where might I be working, things like that, all in here. And in preparation for that giant career change, I'm taking some online courses in addition to everything else I'm doing, and that's what this notebook is for. These are self-paced classes, so this is a calendar. It has a month on 2 pages, and I have sticky notes for each section of the course that I'm currently working on, and I figure out when I want to be finished with that course and then figure out what I need to do between now and then to get that course done. And that is how I'm using 16 planners this year. I told you I have a lot going on. Now, how do I decorate them? Let me show you just a couple of really quick tips. I'm not somebody who uses a ton of stickers and does all the fancy writing and all the colored markers. No, no, no. I have a much simpler way to make my planners pretty that doesn't take as much time. It takes some setup time, but then you're done. And that is, I use scrapbook paper. So this Stalogy notebook is originally black, and I also have a plastic protective cover on it to keep it nice, but this design is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I cut a little bit too short right there, so you can see that's the actual planner. And then I cut another piece to go inside. This is a sticky note that has some ideas for the different sections that I want to have inside this planner, and I just attached that scrapbook paper with double-sided tape. And then the next page, I'm covering my contact info there, is a decorative divider page. I have a sticker, and then this has my phone number and email in case the planner were to get lost. And then I have another decorative page here. The decorative pages would not be on every page. It's just for each new section. So this is my little table of contents. And what I do when I write in these planners is I use two colors. I use a gold pen and a black pen. The gold is for very simple basic decorations like lines or bullet points, and then I write everything with the black pen. It keeps it simple, easy. Here's another section with a divider, a title, and then right now I just have a sticky note on each page to kind of plan out what's going to be on those pages before I start putting all the dividers in and finalizing the layout of the book. By the way, scrapbook paper with double-sided tape, and then I put a piece of washi tape right here just for a little extra decoration and to secure that edge down. Now I have one more thing for you. I told you to stay tuned till the end and I would share with you the key that I have found to make me feel like I'm being productive and accomplishing things and not just ticking off boxes on a checklist. And what that is for me is my today's focus notebook. You can have the big picture goals, you can have the monthly goals, the weekly goals. For me, writing down your daily goals at the top that help get you to those bigger goals, writing the tasks that you need to do to get to those daily goals, and being able to check those things off, not just little things, but bigger things, and then writing what you accomplished that day, that has helped me so much to feel like I'm not just on a wheel that's never ending and I'm getting things done, but it doesn't feel like I'm getting things done. This really helps me focus on, wait a minute, I really am getting things done. I have accomplished things today. So that's my tip there. That's something I had never done before. I always just have checklists and I do this and this and this, but to focus on the goals that you're accomplishing with those checklists really has helped me feel like I'm making progress toward those bigger goals. So I hope that this gave you some ideas and that you found it helpful for coming up with ways to use planners to organize all the things you have in your life. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.